So being on the front lines and just seeing this up front, how are you seeing the face of homelessness change?
Yeah, I think, homelessness, I think in our minds, there's a stereotype of the homeless guy that's on the street in Pioneer Square, and really homelessness over the last couple of decades has been more about families. The average age of homeless people in our Broadview shelter, which is women and children, is 9 years old. There's 32 units, but the vast majority of those people that live there are children. So we see more and more families having to struggle through this. And one of the changes in this horrible economy that we're still in is that more middle-class people and upper-middle-class people that we would have thought of as stable members of society, are finding themselves over-leveraged, too much debt. Maybe their job is reduced or they're outsourced. And we're finding people who aren't used to thinking of ththemselves as requiring social services out on the street.
And you mentioned that you're seeing a lot of real estate agents that are actually now needing help. Is there other areas that you're seeing that really you maybe wouldn't even expect that these people would need help, but they're now needing help?
Yeah, real estate agent is really the one specific job type that is really kind of striking. We have a program that helps people who are facing mortgage default, and we have seen proportionally just a huge number of real estate agents, many of whom own lovely houses, but because the market has dropped out of their business, and those guys primarily work on commission, are really not bringing in the dollars that their mortgages were based on. And so it's kind of a double-edged sword. This weird. It's a weird dynamic because most of them are upstanding business people running their own small businesses as agents, but some of them probably were getting people into houses that were more expensive than they could afford it and caused some of the problems as well. So it's a funny effect.
What's the one thing that you think people don't know that they should know about homelessness and solid ground?
I think the one thing people should know is that homelessness can really affect anybody, and that there's no shame in getting support, because our economic climate is a difficult one, even for people who are stable, and certainly people who are facing difficulties. The sooner they come in and try to get supportive help, try to learn how to manage their finances, try to avoid a mortgage default before it's too late, the better chances that we can turn their lives around. Homeless prevention is a lot more cost effective than homeless services. So if people are facing problems with their mortgage and come in before they have the default notice, we can negotiate with their lenders. If people are facing difficult situations in their workplace, the quicker they come in, the quicker we can get them back on track.
And for those people who do have enough resources to actually give back right now, what would you say to them?
There's a lot of ways to give back. There's a lot of volunteer opportunities, which of course are publicized on our website at www.solid-ground.org. And there's also a lot of donation opportunities on that website. We are an agency that relies on community support. Our tagline is building community to end poverty, and we mean that. We have 27 different programs, whether you care about food or housing or homelessness or transportation or elders or kids, wherever the soft spot of your heart is, we've got an opportunity to plug in your time, your financial resources, your lobbying efforts, even things like signing up for our alerts so that when Olympia's in session and we need help lobbying to stop predatory lending, for instance, your phone calls and emails to the state legislators and the governor make a huge difference.
Great. And I think a few of us are also wondering, so you're trying to help end long-term homelessness.
Yeah.
What would you say that is the best way to help those folks that are, on the side of the street asking for money, that kind of thing?
That's a really good question. And I think if you talk to people in the homeless service world, people have very different answers. My personal feeling is that supporting the agencies that help. So, for instance, if what you really care about is chronic street homelessness, Downtown Emergency Service Center, Union Gospel Mission, some of the agencies that operate in downtown Seattle, are where you should put your money. Because there's a lot of evidence that shows that the people who are, on the exit ramp or on the intersection are really pretty drug and alcohol involved, and a lot of that money's going in. People make the choices they make. Sometimes people can't make better choices. But I personally have made the decision that I give my money to agencies I care about. So, in addition to supporting Solid Ground, I give a lot of money to Real Change. That's one of my charities that I give to, because they're hiring homeless people, they're giving people job opportunities, entrepreneurial opportunities, and they're writing about the issues that are affecting poor people in a compelling, persuasive way. So
Great.
I think you find the organization you care about.
Great. So it's www.solid-ground.org.
.org, and we're also on Facebook, Solid Ground. We have a fan page, and on Twitter at Solid Ground.
Great, Mike. Thank you so much for joining us, and congratulations on raising around $50,000.